Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido and today we are coming to you from Anistar City where the Galaxy are hosting the Veilstone Breakers in what is a rematch from last season's Victory Road where the Breakers were able to eliminate the Galaxy from the Leaders Trials and they want to get another win over the Psychic types here again, showing that brawn is stronger than the brain, but the Galaxy are looking to improve greatly on last season by taking down the fighting types. So with that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the Psychic types? Will it be the fighting types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
And starting out for the Veilstone Breakers, it is going to be Persimmon alongside their Terrestrial draftee Politoed taking on that fighting typing. They will be going up against Hypno and Meowstic in this contest between the Brains and the Brawn. This rivalry building between these two sides as the wrap from Meowstic is going to be avoided. This allows Persimmon to go with the power trick, so immediately it is going to switch its attack and defense. It's got that 120 base attack but does have a 90 base defense as the prismatic laser follow-up from Politoed. Not very effective, but still getting in some great damage onto Meowstic thanks to that critical play. And Hypno does respond though with the takedown, getting some recoil damage as it does target the Terrestrial draftee there. We do see Meowstic now following it up with the Iron Head. It seems like they want to get Politoed off this field as Persimmon does respond for its team with the Syrup Bomb, but that is going to be avoided by Meowstic as Politoed has to recharge. This opens the door for Hypno to go with the wrap, switching its attention over to Persimmon. Not doing much there, but it is going to continue to do that passive damage as we see that taking place now on the field for Persimmon. Meowstic with the follow-up, Dazzling Gleam. This will be super effective, doing damage to both fighting types, and it puts Persimmon into knockout range with that critical play. Persimmon does respond with the coaching for Politoed. It is going to boost its physical stats, helping coaching it being a better fighting type Pokemon, as Politoed is going to go with the Thunderclap, but that unfortunately is going to fail once again, opening the door for Hypno to try and capitalize, going for the Vine Whip, now putting Politoed into knockout range as that wrap continues to afflict Persimmon here. It's barely hanging on. Meowstic could capitalize, instead it goes for the agility. It's already the quickest on the field with 104 base speed, but it gets a great boost there, wanting to maintain speed control. Persimmon though with the Bug Bite, super effective onto Meowstic, getting some great damage there, stealing its Leopard Berry and chowing down on it in the process, restoring some of its own PP with Meowstic's Leopard Berry. And Politoed follows it up with the super effective Bug Bite to take Meowstic out of this matchup. Some good 1-2 combination there from the fighting types as the defense curl from Hypno is going to boost that physical defense. Now it is much more of a specially defensive Pokemon, but that wrap is going to finish off Persimmon, immediately leveling the playing field between the Galaxy and the Breakers. And it is Chimecho entering for the Anistar Galaxy. It's Toxicroak entering for the Breakers with that speed control, immediately going with the Psyshock onto Hypno. That is going to be heavily resisted, doing barely any damage, but Politoed follows it up with the Thunderbolt. Much more impressive than Toxicroak's damage. The beat up though in response from Hypno onto Politoed. This connects for every remaining member on the side of the Galaxy. That second one being a critical play as well, but it's doing very minimal damage here to the fighting type Politoed, being not very effective even with those 5 connections. Chimecho though could follow it up, instead going with the Swagger, but that is going to be avoided by Toxicroak, allowing the poison fighting type to respond with the acid, connecting with both psychic types for good chip damage, also lowering that special defense of Hypno as Politoed now with the follow-up Psychic Fangs, chipping away with that not very effective damage onto Hypno, who does respond with the Aqua Cutter to finally take Politoed out of this match, putting the Anistar Galaxy in front with a water type move to take out Politoed. Somewhat fitting as Chimecho follows it up with the Wave Crash, but that is not going to work on that dry skin of Toxicroak, who is now being joined by Conkeldurr. And Toxicroak now setting up the Psychic Terrain, and I don't think the Anistar Galaxy will mind being in this battlefield that's gotten just a little bit weird, as we do see Hypno respond with the Focus Energy. It is getting pumped, and this could be a very critical time for Hypno as Chimecho with the follow-up Powder Snow continuing. They are doing double damage to both members of the Breakers as the Gyro Ball in response though from Conkeldurr on to Chimecho doesn't do much damage. The Bite follow-up though from Toxicroak, super effective, puts Chimecho into knockout range, but Chimecho proceeds to chow down on its berry, restoring its health with that Enigma Berry from taking the super effective damage. Hypno with the response goes for the charge beam, but that is also avoided by Toxicroak. And Chimecho has flinched, which opens the door for a self-destruct. And Conkeldurr takes itself out of the match. It takes out Hypno, it's taken out Chimecho, and Toxicroak hangs on by a thread. It is a 3 vs 3 match. Medicham enters for the Galaxy. It's been joined by Reuniclus, and for the Breakers, they send out Hariyama, making its debut in the PokeType League TCG as Toxicroak with the Bullet Seed, this multi-hit move onto Reuniclus. I will try and get that name right eventually, as it gets a critical play on the second one. It needs to get all 5 to maximize that damage here, because Toxicroak is such an easy target. It only connects with 3. The Seismic Toss from Medicham takes Toxicroak out of this match. The Galaxy are back in front with the 3-2 advantage. Hariyama, however, does respond with the Dragon Darts, first connecting with Reuniclus, who is going to chow down now on its Citrus Berry, restoring its health, similar to what we saw with that Enigma Berry earlier on. And that second Dragon Dart connecting with Medicham, getting some good damage as Reuniclus going with the Hydro Pump onto Hariyama, taking some good damage there from the Psychic type. As Hitmonlee is the last Pokemon entering for the Veilstone Breakers, it goes with the Circle Throw. It is going to send Reuniclus back to the bench with that not very effective move and being dragged out for the Anistar Galaxy. It is Veluza entering this match, that part water type, as Medicham is going to go for the Endeavor, getting some chip damage onto Hitmonlee as Hariyama with the Power Trip on to Medicham, getting some chip damage of its own. Hitmonlee with the follow-up Stealth Rock, setting that up for Reuniclus to have to enter and take damage from if the Breakers can get another elimination here. Medicham is going to respond though with the triple axle. It gets the first axle, it gets the second, it's going for the third, but it is avoided. It is only a double axle on this occasion. Veluza with the bite onto Hariyama, not very effective on the fighting types. This allows Hariyama to respond with the Electro Ball, but it doesn't go for Veluza. Instead it goes for Medicham, as that weirdness does disappear from the battlefield. Hitmonlee is going to go with the Heal Pulse. It's going to restore the health of its fellow fighting type in Medicham. Medicham is going to respond with the Softball, so it was going to restore its own health, but now it's back at full strength thanks to Hitmonlee. Veluza, however, with the Eerie Spell, super effective onto Hitmonlee to take it out of its match. That's its thank you for healing its teammate Hariyama all by itself, going with the Crush Claw, getting some great damage onto Veluza, lowering its defense in the process. However, it is Medicham now with the Water Pulse onto Hariyama, getting some more chip damage onto this massive fighting Pokemon who does chow down on its Citrus Berry to restore its health, but it is a 1v3 matchup. Veluza is going to follow it up with the Jaw Lock. Not very effective at making it so neither can run away. Not that the Galaxy want to run away from this match. They're in full control. The Meteor Beam being set up by Hariyama with those giant hands. Some might think they're made of iron, as it boosted special attack in the process. Medicham is going to lay the smack down onto Hariyama. Not very effective though, as Veluza is going to go with the follow-up Magic Powder, changing Hariyama into a Psychic type. There's still one fighting type remaining down there, but it is on the side of the Galaxy as the Meteor Beam is finished off from Hariyama onto Medicham. Not very effective, however, not doing that much damage. Medicham looking to respond with the Skitter Smack. This is super effective, putting Hariyama into knockout range, lowering its special attack in the process, and Veluza follows it up with the Leech Life, another super effective move onto the Psychic type Hariyama to take it out of this match. And with that, the Anistar Galaxy have run away with it, avenging their loss from last season's victory road to the Veilstone Breakers, giving the Breakers their 4th loss in a row already this season, as next round they will be going up against the Ula Ula Macros, the only side yet to win a game this season, whereas for the Galaxy, they will be going up against the last season's champions, the Medali Aethers. But until then, Nidorinas, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I will see you when you see me.